Hi everyone, and Happy New Year greetings from all of us here at Radio Wasteland Records in Midland, Michigan. Well, 2023 is upon us. I can scarcely believe that myself. Time does march on, doesn't it? But we're going to dive right in, just headfirst like we always do, and take a look at some of the new releases headed to an independent record store near you. So this is the first batch for the brand new year. It's not a full counting of all of them. There's still way too many releases to get into in this short amount of time. But if you want to see the full list or see some of the other stuff that's upcoming, please head over to our website at radiowastelandrecords.com and you can check out everything from there. But here, though, let's get into some of the highlights for the new releases headed out for January 6th. That's a Friday, January 6th, 2023. It's going to take me a little bit to get used to that, but here we go. Starting off, something brand new for the brand new year by Iggy Pop. This is called Every Loser. Not much information on our distributor sites, but I was able to find an article on Pitchfork that talks a little bit about this. Every Loser is Iggy Pop's brand new album, coming to us via Atlantic Records and producer Andrew Watt's Gold Tooth Records. So this record includes Iggy's recent single entitled Frenzy, which features contributions from Watt, Guns N' Roses, Duff McKagan, and Red Hot Chili Peppers' Chad Smith, and many others throughout this entire album. So it sounds like it's going to be a phenomenal one, as we all know Iggy is fond of coming up with some very inventive stuff. So it looks like there's two versions of Every Loser out there, a standard black vinyl version listing for about $22 and an indie exclusive red vinyl version of that also listing for about $22. Looking forward to hearing that new Iggy stuff. Something also new coming from Queensryche. This is called Digital Noise Alliance. This is a 2022 album, but coming out on vinyl now, from the veteran progressive metal band. This album, according to our description, blends the more modern aspects of the band's sound with a healthy dose of old school Queensryche. So Digital Noise Alliance by Queensryche, double LP coming in at a list price of about $33. Okay, up next is an interesting one from a subgenre of thrash that I was previously unfamiliar with. This is called Blunt Cutters, and it's by the band Lawnmower Death, D-E-T-H. Our description says this is a limited green-colored vinyl pressing. It's a 2022 album, but the vinyl's just making its way out now. From the legendary garden machinery-obsessed thrashers, Lawnmower Death. This band, by the way, formed in Nottingham in 1987. So Blunt Cutters, new album by Lawnmower Death on green vinyl, coming in at a list price of about $37. And what a cool album cover we've got there. Speaking of interesting stuff, here's one from a band I have heard of. It's called Rockingham by the band Nerf Herder. Pardon my chuckle there, but our description says Nerf Herder's fifth album, Rockingham, is an explosion of geekness with songs like At the Con at the comic book convention, and I'm the Droid You're Looking For, which is made entirely of lines from Star Wars and recorded, by the way, this album was at Skywalker Ranch. Other instant classics on this include the album's most popular track, We Opened for Weezer, which is a completely autobiographical tale of their first tour with Weezer during the Pinkerton area. So some fun stuff from Nerf Herder. Rockingham will list for a price coming in at about $23. So the new year and the new month also marks a new Start Your Ear Off Right campaign from Rhino Records. They do this annually with some great music. This year's no exception, although this is a little odd in the fact that the Start Your Ear Off Right releases are very heavy in the first week, with 12 of them coming out, and then it kind of peters down. Maybe they're trying to make sure they get everything, and if it doesn't come in time, they can push them back by a week or two. But as of now, here is what is scheduled for January 6th from Rhino and their Start Your Ear Off Right. And we kick things off with a great one from the Velvet Underground, a reissue of Loaded on 140-gram clear vinyl. Again, the Start Your Ear Off Right stuff are brick and mortar exclusive, so you can only get them at independent record stores, your favorite one here like Radio Wasteland, or elsewhere. So the Loaded reissue from the Velvet Underground, again, clear vinyl, listing for about $25. We also have something coming from Yes. This is Fragile, or Fragile, I guess. This one on clear vinyl as well, listing also for about $25. Great Yes album, by the way. And speaking of that kind of prog rock, here is another SYEOR release by Genesis, a reissue. This is Selling England by the Pound. Also coming on 140-gram clear vinyl, This one listing for $25 as well. We've got a best of collection coming, and this is a very cool compilation for fans of Warren Zevon. This is Quiet Normal Life, the best of Warren Zevon. This version also 140-gram clear vinyl. I guess they got a deal on clear vinyl for the pressings of these. So this greatest hits, the best of Warren Zevon rather. Quiet Normal Life will list for about $25. Again, that's a very good album. It's got a lot of the great stuff from Zevon on there. So Alone, this one from Johnny Thunders, a 45th anniversary edition for Start Your Ear Off Right, also on 140-gram clear vinyl. This one, again, listing for $25. Some more fun punk from Rhino. This is Subterranean Jungle by the Ramones. This one is on violet-colored vinyl, violet. This one listing for $25 as well. Cool album from the Ramones on that Rhino campaign. Then we head over to ZZ Top and their Eliminator album. This is also a 40th anniversary. Holy cow, 40th anniversary of this. 140-gram colored vinyl. Does not tell me what colored vinyl that is, though. It just says colored, so it probably could be clear for all we know. This one listing also for $25, but a cool album. This is the one that, ZZ Top had always been a great blues band, but this kind of put them into the top 40 charts with Eliminator. Now 40 years old, for crying out loud. So again, ZZ Top's Eliminator from Rhino on colored vinyl listing for about $25. Also on the list is Money for Nothing from Dire Straits. This is a double LP on colored vinyl, green colored vinyl actually, from Money for Nothing. It's a greatest hits album done by Dire Straits, originally released in 1988. So it features highlights from the band's first 5 albums. So this double LP from Rhino, from Dire Straits on green vinyl, listing kind of heavy, coming in at a suggested retail price of $45. Here is Jerry Rafferty's City to City. Now, this is a 2022 remastered version of that album. I haven't read how different that would be, if at all, maybe not even be noticeable, to tell you the truth. But City to City by Jerry Rafferty, this one's coming on orange colored vinyl, listing for about $32, and it lists this as a double LP, but I don't have any information as to if they just split the songs up, or if they made it a 45, or if they added extra stuff. No other info on that right now. We'll try to dig some up. If you're curious, let us know here at the store and we'll try and dig that up for you. And wrapping up the Rhino Start Your Ear Off Right stuff is a trio of soul and jazz albums, the first being the great Otis Redding Sings Soul Ballads. This one on 140-gram clear vinyl and a list price for Otis of about $25. So that's a cool one on the soul front. On the jazz front, we've got one from John Coltrane. This is Ole Coltrane, 140-gram clear vinyl as well this time. And this one listing for about $25. And finally, the last of the 12 Start Your Ear Off Right releases for the first week of January is by Billy Cobham. And this is his classic album, Spectrum, a reissue on that on 140-gram clear vinyl as well. This one listing for only about $22. But again, that's a very cool jazz album. Now, there will be some other Start Your Ear Off Right releases coming throughout the month of January, including some stuff from Bob Weir, Chicago, Hot Tuna, the B-52s, The Cure, Curtis Mayfield as well, in there with a couple from him. So we'll update you throughout the month of January as this goes, as well as letting you know whether or not any of the January 6th releases are delayed for whatever reason. Now we've got some cool ones on the reissue front for the 6th as well, and starting off with something from a very popular Michigan band. This is the Black Dahlia Murder and a Trio, their first 3 albums, being reissued. And I can tell you at the store here, the demand for Black Dahlia stuff has kind of been going through the roof ever since they reissued Abysmal. So this makes these affordable because some of the vintage versions of their stuff get very, very pricey. So it's good to see some reissues making their way out now to help fans get into that. But the 3 reissues we can expect for January 6th include Unhallowed. This is a limited edition colored vinyl pressing, looks to be greenish, of the debut studio album by the melodic death metal band Black Dahlia Murder, originally released in 2003. Miasma also is Miasma, hope I'm saying that right. This coming on green vinyl as well, limited edition, the second album. This one was originally released in 2005. And finally wrapping up with a limited blue and white colored vinyl edition of Nocturnal. And I know some folks have been waiting for a reissue on this one. Nocturnal is the 3rd studio album by Black Dahlia Murder. This one originally released in 2007. List price for Nocturnal looks like it's going to be about $33, as well as the same for Miasma, $33 on the list price, and Unhallowed for $33 as well. We also have a trio of reissues coming from John Frusciante of Red Hot Chili Peppers fame. First up on this is Empyrean, this one coming on 150-gram vinyl. Looks like this is black vinyl, so no special edition. Double LP of Empyrean. This one was originally released in 2009, and that will list for about $35. Second up from Frusciante is Will to Death, also on 150-gram vinyl. Single LP by the looks of this one listing for $30. And finally, Inside of Emptiness, also coming on 150-gram black vinyl. This one was originally released in 2004, and the new reissue will list for about $30. Here is a very cool one, a reissue of Tori Amos and Little Earthquakes. Now, according to our description, this album has already received the deluxe reissue treatment back in 2006, and this 2LP version is now the first time the tracks have been remastered for this format. This remastering, by the way, was done by John Astley at Abbey Road Studio back in 2022 to coincide with the 30th anniversary of the release of this record. So Tori Amos, a double album reissue of Little Earthquakes on black vinyl, will list for about $35. Here is a fun compilation reissue from Herman's Hermits. This is their greatest hits, coming from Abco Records. Limited edition on 180-gram vinyl. Single LP pressing. This one will list for about $30. And finally, here is a very interesting addition to the releases for January 6th. This is called Soviet Disco, Electro, Funk, and More from Behind the Iron Curtain, 1979 through 1990. Our description says this is 12 tracks of pure Soviet disco fever. So get out of the breadlines, put on your dancing shoes, and get ready for a weird trip to the dance floor to a time when the Soviet Union, still under the flag of the hammer and sickle, managed to produce some wonderfully odd and hypnotic disco hits, mutant funk smashes, and electro hip breakers. And again, that is our description. Coming from all over the huge landscape of the USSR at the time, the artists on this killer compilation showcase a variety of visions on the subject of shaking your rump that will surprise even the most cynical connoisseur of the disco genre. I'm not sure what to think about this one, but Soviet disco, electro, funk, and more from Behind the Iron Curtain, 1979 through 1990, will list for about $33. So that could be a very fun one, comrade. All right, so that is a quick look at the releases, the highlights rather, of the new releases headed our way for Friday, January 6th, 2023. If you're local and you see something you'd like, contact us here at the store and we'll get you on a pre-order for that as well. Not local, you can still take advantage. Just head over to our website at radiowastelandrecords.com, search through the new releases, and go ahead and place your orders there if you will. So until next week, Happy New Year once again to all of you. Thanks for watching our little YouTube channel in the corner of the universe, and we will talk to you next time from Radio Wasteland Records here in Midland.